of us determine where we would like our lives to go by choosing a path pertaining to what we would like to do in life. We seek out jobs and careers in order to create a living for ourselves and our families. Hardly do we ever take into consideration what we could do to put ourselves on the path that God chooses for us. We mostly seek jobs that will uplift us rather than uplifting others. We focus too much on making money rather than making a ministry or moving people toward the Messiah. We spend too much time trying to live the American dream rather than God's dream. God has chosen a life for Christians that will help us to help his people. God has given us hands to be his hands in this world and has given us feet in order for us to be his feet. God has chosen us to bring this world to him. But no matter what your occupation is, we must use it to bring glory to God. An old preacher said, if a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets, even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. Then he went on to say he should sweep streets so well that the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, here live a great street sweeper who did his job well. People of God, we would do well to develop this type of mindset and outlook on life. We would gain more fulfillment in what we do for a living if we focus on helping as many as we can through our respective professions. And I am sure that we will perform better than we ever have if we completed our task as if we were working for the Lord. In the book of Colossians it said, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if working for the Lord, since you know that you will receive an inheritance. If we have to do things we don't like in order to provide for our families, let us keep in mind that as we're working, God will provide for us. As negative folk we have to work with, get on our nerves, let us remember that God will give us peace that surpasses all understanding. As we deal with supervisors who seem to have no concept of people actually having lives outside of their jobs, let us be mindful that God has created us with a purpose in mind. We have a purpose that is bigger than whatever we do for a living. What you do is not who you are as a person, and who you are in God is who you are. But the church should be a place where job titles don't matter, and where educational attainment is not used as a means of putting people above each other. I say this because God is no respecter of persons. And no matter what we have to do for a paycheck, we serve a God who pays us much more than anybody else possibly can. And it may seem like your check comes up short, but I come to tell you that the Lord will never short you. But America has led us to be individualistic and not community-minded. In spite of this, we as believers have to do what God has laid out for us in order for us to live our best lives. As long as we live and think as individuals, this world will never get any better. Child of God, what good is it to help yourself while other people suffer? We throw away more food than some folk have the ability to eat. Some of us make unnecessary bills on our credit cards when others cannot even afford to get their basic needs met. And some of us have more clothes in our closet than we can ever wear or even fit, while some folk don't even have shoes. Lord, help us to think about more than ourselves. But as I think on this, I'm reminded of these words. God, I know that you can hear me, and I know that you are there. I know you will listen to even a sinner's prayer. They tell me I'm just an outcast. I shouldn't speak to you. Still I see your face and know that you were once an outcast too. God help the outcast hungry from birth. Show them the mercy they don't find on earth. The lost and forgotten, they look to you still. God help the outcast or nobody will. Another songwriter put it like this. Folk will fix up their houses in preparation for the king. And they will line the sidewalk with every sort of shiny thing. They will be surprised when they hear Jesus say, take me to the alley. Take me to the afflicted one. Take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let them hear me say, I am your friend. Come to my table. Rest here in my garden. And child of God, you will have a party. But people of God, God has chosen a life for us, which includes making the lives of others better. What good is it for me to shine while everyone around me suffers? God wants us to do more than just come up. He wants us to bring as many up as we can. This is what it means to be a follower of Jesus. We didn't choose what it means to be a Christian, but it has been laid out for us. A life of not being served, but to serve God. And we do that by living out his word and helping others who can't help themselves. Touch somebody and say, this is the life that God chose for me. But to our text, we need to examine who Amos was and what God has called him to do. Amos was a herdsman, not an educated man or a scribe or a religious leader. The word tells us that he was not a prophet or from the lineage of a prophet. He did not come from a prominent family. He was just an ordinary, hard-working man. But he said the Lord came to him where he was and told him to speak against the corruption of the higher ups. This shows us that God can use anyone for his purpose. If you are a believer and you make yourself available, God can use you. But it says that God came to Amos while he was tending to the flock to show him that it was time for Amos to tend to the flock of God. This ought to inspire us because many of us did not come to this world with a silver spoon in our mouth. Most of us had to work to get where we are and get all that we have. Man did not give it to us. God gave it to us. And with that being said, if God can speak to Amos, I know that God can speak to you. The life that God chose for Amos is the life that God chose for us. No matter our occupation or our family background, we ought to stand up for what is right. We ought to be a voice for God wherever we are and whatever we do. And if something is corrupt, we ought to have enough God in us to point it out. We are supposed to be the voice of reason in this world. Amos did not choose to be a voice for God, but God chose Amos to be a voice for God. God has chosen those who follow him to be an expression of what he expects. It is our job to be the hands and the feet of God in this world. But we see in the beginning of chapter 7, Amos had a dream of God standing near a wall with something called a plumb line. This baffled me because I had to look up what a plumb line was. Because I had never heard of a plumb line. A plumb line helped builders detect the straightness of a wall, the equivalent of a level today. Builders would attach a weight to a string, then allow gravity to use the string to draw a vertical line. The Maxwell Leadership Bible says that Amos used an illustration of a plumb line to say that God was measuring the amount of corruption and crookedness among his people. But here's the revelation for us. It is time for the church to see what we measure up. Are we teaching are young men and women that they are not the clothes they wear, or the cars they drive, or the houses they live in? Are we teaching young men that being a man is not about having multiple women, but about having one woman and providing for her? Are we telling young women that if a man put his hands on you, he don't love you, and if you don't respect his mama, what makes you think he will respect you? Are we feeding folks who can't feed themselves? Are we a refuge for those who have nowhere to go? Are we educating our folks about our history so we'll know where God wants us to go? People of God, are we lifting up Jesus, or are we lifting up our own selfish agendas? People of God, it's time to see where we measure up. But we also need to examine where we measure up in America. We don't measure up in this country because it seems that we have more black folks in prison, on parole, or on probation than we do start businesses or in college. We don't measure up when we have millions of homeless folk in a land of abundance. We don't measure up when we have a government who's more interested in helping themselves than helping the poor. We don't measure up when we have preachers who preach prosperity while other folk suffer. We don't measure up when we have significantly more bad news on news stations than good news. We don't measure up when we have politicians who make promises during election time, but after that, we never see them again till the next election time. America does not measure up. But to our text, notice that Amos did not back down after the leadership in Israel did not want to hear what he had to say. He said, after being told that he was banned from the land, that y'all said this, but God said this. We can learn an important lesson from this. Folk may say anything, but God's words will always win. Amos stood up to the leadership in Israel and said, I didn't choose this life. This is the life that God chose for me. God came to Amos and inspired him to speak up for justice and to speak up for righteousness. God called us to speak out against corruption, whether it be in the government or in the church. Even if folk don't want to hear it, we must speak it because God wants to hear it. When things don't measure up to God's standards, it's up to us to put it where God wants it. God trusts us enough to reveal his word of truth to us. And we serve a God who will back us up when we bring folk back to him. I'm glad that God chooses who he wants to do his work. It feels good to know that you've been chosen. God chooses to do his redeeming work through his body of believers. Peter said, but you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of the darkness into the marvelous light. All of God's children are precious in his sight, and all of us have been chosen to do a work for the Lord. So the purpose of our lives is to live a life that God has chosen for us. The life that he has chosen for us can be summed up in these words. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that he's traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. My living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. You gave me my hands to reach out to man, to show him your love and your perfect plan. You gave me my ears. I can hear your voice so clear. I can hear the cries of sinners, but can I wipe away their tears? You gave me my voice to speak your word, to sing all your praises to those who never heard. But with my eyes, I see a need for more availability. I see the hearts that have been broken. I see the people who need to be free. Lord, I'm available to you. My will, I'll do what you say. Use me, Lord, to show someone the way and enable me to say, my storage is empty and I'm available to you. Now I'm giving back all the tools you've given to me. My hands, my ears, my voice, my eyes, so you can use me as you please. I've emptied my cup so that you can fill it up. Now I am free. I'm available to you. God told us to choose him. He said, seek first the kingdom, and all of these things shall be added. Don't seek the things, seek the kingdom. When you put him first, he'll bless you. When you put him first, he'll take care of you. When you put him first, he'll make you great. You will make yourself. You will be a living sacrifice. You will be a love and never beneath. You may stumble, but I guarantee you won't fall. Because we have a God who shows us everything will be like Sunday. His name was like their own rugged hill.